Ave, Empire Builders, this is Gamer 1745 here with my continued playthrough of Imperator Rome 2.0. Of course, we're playing as Egypt. Few comments on, just a few, talking about some of the tutorial stuff. A little more about Rome. I did way back when play a little bit of Rome, but I really have not played Rome. That's the capital line hill, I presume. It does interest me, but it's not as interesting currently as Ptolemaic Egypt. Ptolemaic Egypt. I do really look at it as one of the lost opportunities of the world, so that's partially why. Okay, well, I've started up here doing you see a bunch of buildings here, spent a bunch of money, though we're having a fair amount come in. Building buildings to try to get out of some of the decreasing or lack of loyalty by hopefully by a combination of increasing noble happiness here and where's a good example here? Just by plunking in a court of law, even though the citizens here are already very happy, though a little happier would help out, but just that 0.01 plus loyalty, it might just be, along with a couple of other ones here, to push it out of the negative. So we're trying to, instead of doing the interfering with using power of interfering with the governors. What are you doing? You're not loyal? Who are you? You're loyal, okay. Okay, I don't know. I sent them up there maybe for a reason, I forget. Last episode. Yes, okay, so we have a lot of stuff built around here. Now we are doing harsh treatment here, which we probably shortly try to see about letting remove, because I think I gave it to him, so. Okay, which will eat up. Yeah, the tyranny goes away fast enough. I'm gonna look. Okay. Let's look here. He's full up. Buildings, he has almost 0 people, which is a freeman, so he has a forum to keep him happy. Let's add a market to maybe encourage more trade for the province. Destruction of wars. Right, that should do pretty well. See, we're currently working through this. We're building a granary, I think, right now. And we're doing renovate. For here. We do have this city here. Sometimes, like here, this can also be a a little foundry out here that's its own little thing. Well, we got a fair amount of people out here. What is their composition? Okay, slaves. That let's throw them a form. But have this sit out here, and you sort of build it up, and then you turn it into its own little thing, which has its benefits most surely. But then it sort of devastates the rest of this province, in that there's like nothing, just plant, farms and whatnot that may be low population. So You have to sort of look at that, whether that's good. Okay, we got another one of these. Very good. Oh. Okay, we can send him out. 3, 5, 4, 2. Okay, he's way old and governor of Nubia. He's 19 and does nothing. So, hey, send him out there. Okay, so army morale, navy morale up, costs up a bit. Okay, another tradition has come about. Or we can do another one. Okay, silver shield. Oh, we were hunting here. Global. This is where we were going. Global. Because we already have this. Yes, we already have that, which has just recently come in. 2 globally building slots. So we have these like little provinces that. Where is it? There are 2 people, but we have 5 slots. So these 2 people, I think you're both slaves. They've got a forum, they've got a market, they have a port, of course. So hopefully all that will help attract more people. This and plus 4 free provincial investments. And holy site costs will be down too. So yeah, we're going to do this Legacy of the Builders. So that's good. Now, I think I did tag a goal around here. Maybe it was a long-term one. It was a short-term one. Sometimes I'm thinking in both. You know, oh, here we are. That's fairly long-term. Mercenary armies. We are, of course, still looking to push here, but we got to push all the way down through here. You know, there's reasons to do some things earlier. Like if aggressive expansion impact is huge, then of course you want to get like that to bring it down. If you do something like that will bring you money early on, that will then let you afford to do other things. You may want to do that early. Grand temples. Okay. Your governorship reduced, which is that would help with our provincial loyalty issues. Right away once we get to there. Yeah, I think since it's just 2 away, and sometimes it's just like 4 or 5, 0.045 that's doing it. So we'll do, what is this? FUG, which have been, oh, the slaves, branding the slaves, right? Needs due process, yeah. Integrated cultural. We'll be happy. We'll do that. We'll do reduce governorships. Probably next. Hopefully I'll remember to do that. Okay. Now, because like the courthouse here might indirectly by making citizens happier, so better citizen output, something. But things like tax offices and marketplaces will more directly benefit. Okay. We can complete this. Here we gain that the province will gain 1 building slots and 1 import and 3 minor noble characters. Minor. Here, let's just for the moment. Let's take a quick look here. Okay, we have the slots for housing / water, so we'll do that. Right now, I just didn't want to have them come and then feel the need to move away because of bad city management. There we go. And that should give us another import route here, or an import route there. Well, Citizen happiness. 35. Let's see, do we have a good source for it other than ourselves? Yes, we do. Okay. We're already helping the Seleucid Empire a lot, so we'll do that. And here, let's look here. Great donation over that. I think we're going to do an eponymous enclave once we get this. Because I think, because that will be here, I think what we'll do, and we'll actually spend some now. Let's put in a aqueduct and a lot of slaves, but sort of kind of want to attract some nobility here maybe, so an academy might be an idea. But also tax office. We'll do a tax office first. Is anybody playing along with me? That might be cool. I mean, oh, you're gonna have different results, I'm sure. But playing the Seleucids. Okay, so local tax for this province for 60 months. Okay, incompetent storage. Okay, so he'll gain some loyalty, which would be well likely, like for him. We send him on, and he's yeah. We'll do that. That'll help out a little bit. We're not very near, as you can see, any threshold for rebellion, but part of it, and I looked into it, part of it is, I guess his home country is still in, they put him over here, governor, and he went down, says, well, I guess it's gone, oh, you know, home country, right there, home country in ruins, -20, so once he gets rid of that, once this is no longer considered in ruins, we are building stuff here. Okay, yeah. And maybe help spruce up the home country, as it were. Here again, one population. Well, I like libraries, so I'll throw one in. That's more room for expansion there. Yeah, we'll go with it. The sack of the whatever shrine, Egypt loses the. Who is? DC. Right, hey, there we go. Oh, way out here. Yeah, we'll go naughty. Don't really looking for their favor, I don't think. Didn't think we would win, but we got the popularity boost out of it. Now let's look over here. Have we got? Okay, diplomacy. Okay, no. Covert actions. They're in a military alliance with these guys. So we're going to fabricate a claim. You know, the way developers develop a game tells you a lot about developers' views of the world. It really does at times. And like the other day on this, and if you've watched their stream, how Lunatic characteristic gave you a bonus in religion. So that tells you that, yeah, they think people that have, I guess, too much religious zeal, maybe lunatics or something. I'm not exactly sure, but it does tell you about, because, yeah, lunatics obviously exist. Though Luna doesn't really cause it. I think we know that nowadays. But, and so they might have stronger religious zeal, but I don't know that that follows. Meaning, because you're a lunatic, you'll believe stronger in religion. Now, you might in a way, but that could also be twisted. You know, you believe you're a god or whatever. So it tells you about this. Here you have fabricate claim. That's what they call it. They call it fabricate a claim to cite in here. Okay. Fabricate a claim. Why didn't they just do establish a claim? A claim. Why fabricate? Why don't we just establish it? Because what is it? We establish it. They view any of this stuff as being a fabrication as opposed to establishing a claim to it. Whatever that might mean. It's just the way they use words tells you a lot about people and the way they see things. Okay, so there's a mildly good amount of people, so let's throw in a tax office. We might as well develop. We just can't develop everything, and I should get a bigger cushion of money, but I keep wanting to develop things. Maybe we have a justifiable claim. Cappadocia is taking out, oh, this is their rebels. Think, isn't it? Local power. Almost, yeah, capital. Read Carthage, yes. Okay. Renovations of the shrine are now complete. Okay, so we're no longer under the negative impacts of that. So if they get 7 more citizens, we hardly have anybody there. Yeah. We're going to wait a little bit, maybe. Well, I don't know why. Why are we waiting? We're going to give an autonomous enclave. Okay, researcher dies of a heart attack. Okay, 11. Original thinker, ambitious. Base of 9. No. And Leonited. We have the Pelopids, though. The Pelopids, they're a problem, children. We don't have talented people. We're way down at 5. Base 4 plus discipline. Okay, well, what we're going to see about doing here is, like we did sort of over here with this Pelopid. Hey, Pelopid, you like boats, don't you? We're going to build some more boats, but let's create a new naval unit here. Put that. Probably should maybe just make it 1. Blue charge. I used to do this for armies, like I said, but it doesn't quite work the same here, I don't think now. Okay, so they're no longer upset. He's getting, and partially it's just a job, you know, in the sense of you're getting money. Okay, now I want it here. So we can come up here and we can put Earl Leonited in charge and really crank through some of those. Olives, okay. How is he? Still loyalty is down a bit much. We're losing 10 here. We can't change it because his loyalty is that way. It's our most populous. It's there. No, okay. Here, citizens. So let's make this citizen. Well, I already have that. I want to overstack. Might be good gameplay, but we don't have much in the way of nobles. Okay, so who do we want to put in? We can put old Magus in. Magus. He's been in charge of our army for some time. He has high religious zeal. Put this young guy in. Okay. Hellenic, that's useful. Oh, very good leadership skills. Yeah, I think we'll put him in. Click here. So now he is there and is already building a library. Okay. Okay, Margaret and Pelopid family, because Margaret we just took out of the running here. So let's see about. We just put one of our good guys there. Okay. I shouldn't have sent him out there. Oh boy. I'm gonna create a bunch of damn little fleets, aren't I? Ugh. Nope, I shouldn't have sent him out there. Government offices. Hierophant. Well, let's see. Do we have a... Okay, we need this as well. Okay, here we go. Only 15 corruption. He has 9 skill in this. Incapable. Why is he incapable of good skills? But alright, so we will put him in charge here. That is part of a problem. Not all of the problem. Let's see now. Well, he doesn't have very good skills as it is, and definitely not terribly good military ones. Why is he so bad? I don't know. Be just old. I don't think I would have wanted to stick somebody that bad in it. I do sort of like the idea that we're balancing different family issues off. Okay, how many show families? Langrid. Okay, we got 4. So if we drop a Langrid, we're going to have another problem there. Okay, well, we're going to maybe have to do boats. More boats. Eats up money, but there's one Pelopid we don't want to lose because he's hopefully doing well in his job. Military, he's at 7. Okay. Okay. More boats. Oh, fun. We want a Hellenic religion. Okay, these two guys. Leonited, yeah, might as well. Okay, hello, fleet. Oh, we want to go. We want to send you over to here. We're going to, you know, build a few boats. A few cheap boats. Not the army. Oh, this is the navy. This is the small navy. Let's send you here. Oh, didn't we give? Well, I guess we didn't. Okay. Heavy infantry and war elephant discipline, which is good because we have war elephants and heavy infantry in this. Exit now. Okay, cohort loyalty chance is down, so he is actually good for running our, commanding our army. Where's my big fleet? Here. Select. Okay. It isn't how big the fleet you command, dude. It's how much money you get paid for commanding it. That's it. Yeah. Margaret, we're gonna need another fun time fleet for him, aren't we? Yes, these are getting smaller. I'm less and less serious about using them for anything. Okay. I shouldn't have sent him out there. That was a mistake. He would have died, yeah, eventually, but hopefully a few years down the road, and provided us with. Keep that in mind. And provided us with a decent replacement at some point. Okay, governor out there died. Yeah, we're doing that. What? Now, here. Don't want to use somebody who's so corrupt. So I guess this guy. Stability has increased. Very good. That's in a positive. Why is it barely there, but not? Well, let's build a theater. Okay, we could use these now. Okay, so income from commerce, aggressive expansion, unintegrated cultural happiness, ruler popularity. Well, do this. It just seems like I still have a... Well, army maintenance isn't that much. Maybe it's fort maintenance is too costly. Yeah, there we go. Let's go fort and fleet maintenance down. There we go. Right, okay, so we've done the autonomous enclave. We now have these guys that will help support us. Hopefully things will go well with that. So let's finish mission. Okay, we can grow and stabilize and grow Cyrenaica, eastern borders, those are too big, and again I don't want to go to Punt. So we are justifying against these guys, which is fine. So we'll come over here, make sure that it's that, and we'll do this mission. So a lot more stuff in this one to do. Macedonian Settlement. Okay, we have this already out here, so we can start with that. Some freemen will show up out here. Oh yeah, we have plenty of space for them. Just making sure we had, well, it's really more water, I think, but so we'll get that going now. Fruits of Libya, which is along the coast further to the east. We got to do a lot of farms and then a granary, a couple of granaries here. Okay, they need a granary. No. Damn it. Well, shit, I messed up. Okay, there we go. Now we can start here and start building farming. Actually, this would technically be a fishing, but it's, you know, people complain a lot about how much of a shallow shell of a game this is, and they're correct. They're absolutely correct. Now, but does it matter? This is probably what a Paradox person would tell you. Does it matter that they have a farming settlement here instead of a fishing settlement? Because obviously it says fishies over here and it's on the coast. Yet you could do one along a river or a lake or something, but okay, fishing settlement instead of a farming settlement. For gameplay, does it matter? And on one level, if they were both going to have the same effects, you know, there was going to be no different effects between the two of them, then no, it doesn't matter. Now, of course, you could build a game that, and I'm not sure how I would do it, whether the fishing settlement would have maybe less local civilization level. I don't know. I don't know, might bring in more food. I don't know, because, you know, it's protein instead of carbohydrates. I don't know. Population migration speed. I'm not really sure whether that's into or out of the region. That's a negative 25, but since it's red, it's probably not good, so it's probably less coming into there. So, you know, maybe you could, you know, do different scores, even slightly. I don't know how it would be, but maybe not. So let's just say, even if the scores are the same, does it matter? Yes. Why? It's immersion, you idiots. A Paradox, I know you're not going to watch this. You don't have time to watch all this stuff. It's people's immersion. It's a forum in Rome, and it's a what is it, Agra or whatever in Greece, sort of the town square. And they serve slightly different functions, as far as I know. Maybe not enough different in this game to do different effects on the game. But you have this whole huge cultural group called the Greeks, the Hellenics, the Hellasses. Why not give them, what is it, the Agra or the Grippa, or what, their version of the square, whether you slightly tweak it, I don't know, some way a little different than the Forum, and make it tied to the cultural group. And so, make the Forum for the Latin culture group. And just do that slightly, just put the effort to make it slightly different. Use your imagination. Whether the Romans, if they conquer enough of Greece, do they have the choice of which one they want to build? Or do you just build whatever the one is in the local cultural group? Or you build the one that's in the, Overwatch culture, the big dominant culture? I don't know. But you can just go in and give us the immersion of the game, and and this is one thing when I was making events early on. I made a bunch of events for Hearts of Iron 3. Many of you know that I made a rather good mod for that. People say it is, at least. I think it is. And I had a bunch of events that did absolutely nothing. They would, pop up events. You'd have the picture, and you'd have, a title and some text, and then you would click off of it, and it was just meant, somebody's birthday, or somebody died of a heart attack, or so it's something that can sort of, it's not like they got killed in the war. What if they weren't on the battlefield, or something, some little interesting cultural thing. And I was informed by a few people, it wasn't hundreds or whatever, but a few people, and it seems sort of universal among them. They wanted all the events, even if it's just minuscule, in that game, give you 2 money, or whatever, for Hearts of Iron 3. They have money in the game. Give you 2. Or something. Or, just some little tiny effect. They didn't say, it didn't need to be, something that, for Germany is going to really even affect the gameplay balance in any meaningful way. But just have an effect. Could be a negative, could be a positive, but have an effect on the game. So I took that to heart. I'm not saying because I just, and I off again working on modding for that. But I came across one of the Twitter historians or whatever I follow did a post that on this day in it was either 41 or 42, Anton Drexler died. Doesn't say how, but probably of old age. And he is, the founder of the German Workers' Party, the DAP, that Hitler joins and turns it into the NSDAP. Okay, I don't know what effect I could come up with for in that game, because I don't think they held a big, funeral or something. So, funeral expenses, big crowds, -4 money or -5 money. So maybe, I would still because that's an interesting, way to, because God, I'm not honoring the guy by putting him in there, but it would be, to have a little bit of text talking about to teach people history, and then teaching people about history back into the early 20s without sort of having retcon events that happened back there. But when somebody dies during the period of the game, you can talk about something in their life, and you're just educating, because Third Reich Events very much has an education mission. So, so-and-so died, almost alone and forgotten or something. So I don't know... So I don't think there's for when Ludendorff dies, he was a nut job. Okay, he was a nut job, as maybe even more nutty than Hitler. And I don't know, more murderous than Hitler, but just with some of his beliefs. But he was his own sort of nut job, and so but they hold a big, because he is something of an ally, something of an opponent, but as an opponent on the sort of far extreme right of German cultural and political thought. So they, because he's one of the big famous, field marshals, along with Hindenburg for World War One. They hold a huge state funeral for him. So yeah, you can just cost of putting up a funeral, some money or something. Okay. And so I can do that. But, some of the things I can't maybe easily come up with a game effect. And so that's cool. Not everyone would have it. It's not like, I will always make an effect, even if it's, not affecting the game. But just the idea that, there's a little bit of history here, and to put it into the game. And sometimes it's harder and harder as you get later and later in that game to make mods for it, because when Germany's at peace and you're checking, and you can check certain kinds of statuses, Lithuania exists, it's at peace. Germany, it's at peace, and it exists. And you do a couple other things. And then you can have, here's this historical event that happened in Lithuania on this day. And now if the player, or if something, for some reason happened that Lithuania gets erased earlier, so you don't have an event that wouldn't have happened, the Lithuanian government celebrating something if Lithuania doesn't exist. So is if the world is more or less at peace and more or less going along roughly at the path that it's supposed to, you can make cultural events, historical events like that are not impossible to not make sense, but more likely to make sense. But you can do a lot of stuff, and I even have a book over here, the last year of the German army, that it talks about, I guess from about April 44 to April 45 or something. Okay, and I got it at a used bookstore, so I didn't spend lots of money on it, and I just get it anyways. But yeah, there's probably a lot of really good event ideas in there, but they're of course all dealing with the collapse of Germany, and you can tie them to, Germany doesn't control North Africa. Germany doesn't control a bunch of places, in the Soviet Union and whatnot, and then loses some particular province. So it would all sort of make sense. And you could put, and historically it happened on this date or something, but it happens whenever it happens in the event, based on the game. So you can do some stuff later in the war, but a bombing. A lot of people spent a lot of time in the London Underground for bombing. Well, and it saved a lot of lives. It really did. And the modern Underground, at least when I was going back to, they had huge, thick vault-like doors in sections to be able to close that off, or nuclear attack or something. People could go down there beforehand. But there was, it was in, 44 or 43, a bombing raid hit, and some of those underground station, it's almost it's elevators and sort of spiraling staircase. The bomb just goes right down it and just kills 300 people or something, 200, 300 people. Boom. That one bomb in normal buildings wouldn't have killed that many people and blowing up immediately. I mean, it might have catched buildings on fire and people would have to leave, and it might have done a lot of destruction, but it's not like the instant blast. But because it was contained down in there, it just boom, wiped out a lot of people. Okay, well, you can do some of that in there with the game, but, London is controlled by Britain. It's at war with Germany. It's, a lot of this stuff. But maybe the player doesn't have a bombing air force. Maybe it isn't bombing at all, and it never built, V1 weapons or whatever, So some of that stuff, it might not make 100%, but it's sort of, okay. So, but later on into the game, I know I'm talking about modding now, but later on into the game, it's harder and harder to make events that will flow well with the game. Sort of like here, we can do a lot of, Diadochi and Epigoni type stuff. But after that, who's even saying that the right people got married to have the historical, have the Julius Caesar, have the famous Cleopatra. I keep saying that because there's a bunch of Cleopatras, but those queens of Egypt. But, have those famous people, unless you sort of artificially throw them in here. Which can be good, but what if, Rome doesn't exist because the Etruscans won and you're playing the Etruscans or something? But whatever. So, further you get away from the start point, the potentially more wacky for history. I know this is all going back to immersion. And so immersion is important with a game like this. I don't play this game, and of course, I've been cheating here with some of the stuff. Now I'm cheating because I think the game is either unplayable without cheating, or just isn't meeting my views of what was realistically possible, or realistically like forcing Ptolemaic relatives to get married that aren't like the immediate daughters. I mean, they're family members. Okay, you two get married, and trust me, if I'm this dude and I want, okay, what well, what's your other choice? You don't. Oh, okay, this is another good. Okay, better choice. Okay, go with that one. But most of these marriages are, not people who you love. They're, for dynastic reasons. You can have who you love over. They don't get to get in the family portrait or come for Christmas. Maybe, or whatever. Maybe they do, I don't know. But you have to have your official wives or husbands or whatever. And so, yeah, I would say you're controlling the family. And yeah, if for some reason on the stats or whatever shows up, oh, they don't like each other or something like that, yeah, I could see that causing disloyalty. I mean, you can see, but the idea, I'm just forcing people to get married that are within my family and not wandering around telling other nobles in my country what they must do that's going to piss them off against me and whatever. So, yeah, so some of that stuff just doesn't mean my ideas of reality, or just, talked about it here since I'm talking about the event to, one of the mission to expand down here, you had to control this entire province. Well, this is part of the province. There's nobody, there's out here, but nobody controls it. And so I would have to somehow migrate Hellenic slaves down along this coast in enough batches out here, get them out here, get enough to here, and then, be able to colonize there. And if I was just playing the game, somehow I don't know how I'm going to jump, maybe migrate them all the way down the Nile, or I don't know, you get here, because I don't know that you can easily jump to here. Maybe they can, I don't know. But and there were maybe some Hellenic slaves somewhere in here and didn't have to come from Alexandria. But to get the Hellenic slaves, to get a cultural enough majority here to then get them out here, that's going to be a Herculean task. And I just go, fuck it. This just your requirements just seem to be outrageous. So, I just did conquer province or whatever, and bing, it's in. Oh, okay, so I got this. Okay, achieve the goal, let's move on. So it's things like that I'm still sort of agonized over, as you can tell, cheating on this game. But I don't play this game to win it. I don't have with these games. World War II is sort of a definable victory. But here, I guess theoretically I could paint the map gray, or paint the map gray along with, if I wanted total gray, or gray along with foundries and client states or whatnot, but control the whole map as winning. No, this is really about enjoying the playing and having some challenges. I'm willing to go for challenges. I mean, obviously I could conjure up huge amounts of gold to pay a lot of mercenaries or something to fight this lucrative empire, but I'm not planning on doing that. I'm planning on building my empire up strong enough. It may not be as territorially as big, but hopefully very strong. And when I need to get some of the goals, I'll need to get this province here, and I'll need to get this territory there. Okay, so I'm going to have to fight some of these people, I think, and these for sure. And so that I want that sense of, being able to achieve that. I don't want to cheat that by just going, conquer, it's here. Because, no, that's part of the game, yes. But I don't play this for a winning thing. I play this for enjoyment of playing it. And getting me to the point that I really feel that I need to cheat because of BS in the game as I see it. Or just broken. I see it as sort of, as a failure of the game. And so I want that immersion as I'm playing it. I want, a garum manufacturer, and this is, we do play, and we have problems with it, more problems than this in a way, but I like some of the immersion. Garum manufacturers. Well, that's Roman fish sauce. I really don't know what it tastes like, but some of the description I heard many years ago made me go, sort of like fermented fish sauce or something you put on rice or bread or whatever. I don't know. And that's sort of a Roman thing, and I'm playing Ptolemaic Egypt. Okay. Because I know enough of this stuff, I'm seeing that it's wrong. Because I don't think they would have called it garum, but I don't think it was a thing to be had down here. Maybe they had different equivalents, meaning a sauce that tastes very different, but was made from fish, different spices or whatever, made from fish that was used similarly. Maybe they did. I don't know enough to know. But, maybe it's that, and then it really doesn't matter, but there's still the sort of immersion kind of thing. So had they come in with more building types, that's what we want. We want more building types. Not just to have a big, huge field of building types. Now, I don't like their sort of semi-random, well, no, it is randomness as building types you can do in their stuff and some of the stuff. I don't like some of the ways that Field of Glory Empires work. So I like some of it. If I could merge elements of these two games, it'd be very close to my dream empire building game for the classical world. But it's not just to have, more choices, but it's like, okay. A fishing settlement instead of a farming settlement. And I don't know what it would be different. And I can maybe come up with thoughts, and I could, farming livestock versus wheat. Now, in empires, we'll call it for short, you need to have soldiers that sort of happen like this. And you need to produce weapons, but not specific weapons. Meaning you're not producing bows and you're not producing swords. You're just sort of producing weapons. But some of the things here, you'll have a tannery, and you build a tannery, and you need to then, and it's somewhat automated in the game, somewhat not. It's been a while since I played it, and I know updated, I think, at least once since I played it. But the tannery will generate, a certain amount of taxable income. Okay, cool. But if you can supply it with leather, it does 3 times the amount of income in it. And I don't think they do, they just do livestock. It's not specifically sheep or cattle. But they would have in that game, and I think it would produce a certain amount of food and a certain amount of leather, for trading purposes instead of so this, and you don't necessarily have the choice of what there you can sort of do whether you do farm, depending on the right type of terrain, but whether you do farms or or wheat fields, or you do farming animals, set up different kind of things. But here you can go, okay, well this is just a sheep producing province instead of some of the other building choices. And you could even go, this produces multiple types of things too. You could get even more immersive than just a single thing per territory, I should say, not province. Use the correct language. But you might say, okay, this produces, +3. Come over, for this. This produces plus, which it does. Okay, wheat produces more. But a market here, or a farm here, well, that's okay. That sort of does it. But if you do here, this would maybe also do more leather. Here we do have leather in the game, but it's sort of the end product. But this might supply more supply for the raw materials for then when you have whether it's a territory or a city that somewhere in here, I know there are some along here that produce leather. Those are sort of the tanneries, cloth, because they're not producing. What would their cloth be? Well, probably wool or fiber based. Cotton wouldn't be it, but it'd be where does this always happen to me? Like, it's getting old. No, it used to happen when I was younger too. Linen is what I was looking for, and it's a fiber-based, plant-based thing. It's sort of like, they may have a local. Probably they're not shipping in clay, but they're firing earthenware here. But so wherever you find the leather, instead of maybe way out, I don't know. I thought there was some along here. I know we can come over here and supply map mode. Is that? No, that's not what I'm looking for. Goods map mode here. Great goods map mode. Okay. Raise the price of grain seeds. Okay, several widespread crop failures are taking its toll on our country while our people are initially preserved with the true Egyptian spirit. We now begin to blame their governors and enemies. Who's most responsible for this is Herodotus. Seize grain from merchants. So we get corruption, or we get losing popularity. We're going to lose popularity. Okay. Okay, here we go. Stone, livestock. I know there's some leather somewhere. And yeah, it might. Okay, now see, here's leather out here. Why is there leather out here? What the hell out here is leather being done? Because leather is not animal skins. It's tanned, often with like urine and things, gone through a process of doing that, of manufacture. It is a manufactured good. I don't know why it would specifically be out here. Not that it shouldn't be here and here. I don't know. But it just, when camels die, because whether you're eating them, and I think they were eating some, but just when they get old, well, camel dies, you skin the animal, and if you don't want to eat that meat, particularly yourself, feed it to some other animals. So okay, wild game, but sheep, cattle, that, and then leather would be a product that I would make in tanneries. And so you could you could have like here and you go, oh, okay, province with leather, instead of just slave plantation or whatever. And you could still have that, but you go, oh, well, this you do this one thing, and you have a tannery in it. It may cost twice as much as this, but it's a specialty thing, and it increases more leather goods and that kind of thing. But this is just the manufacturer, and it helps if you can import you know, more animal skins that would be coming from sheep farming areas or whatever. And so, yeah, I could design a game, and you can make some of it more automated. You know, some of the trading a bit more automated than. Yes, they did. They did do this here now. I don't think it's in the earlier version, or I just did not know about it. Jews leaving for Sumeria, fine. I'm not going to get the Jews. Okay. Okay, you are waiting to get more. We're going to put them together. Meaning, like, for some of the trades here, if just sort of internally, if there's stuff and, you know, supply demands, and soldiers settling down, okay, out here. And Macedonian soldiers, so there should be more Macedonian for us. Okay, well, let's see. Next thing is 2 libraries out here. So we have one, let's build another. And we're going to add another one. So we want to click here. Okay, let's be risky. I was going to say let's be stupid. This is not necessarily stupid. This is just risky. Coming over here and putting this all in. So all at once, just no, not that far down. So yeah, some of this it would be reworked for what I'm thinking, but more buildings. Okay, restless late. He just wait a little bit longer. Okay, he wants a job, primary heir. Well, let's see what we can do about that. What is the primary heir's skill here? Charisma, oratory. Doing good in the children area, though I'm not naming them right. Trust me, if it was fairly easy, I would to changing the names, I'd be doing that. We want to strengthen our. Up here. Well, is there an oratory? Okay, what was his oratory level? 7. Don't think we're going to change this out here. Oh, let's look here. He is 10, so that's considerably better. Let's look up here. Government offices that use that skill. And we have to be careful. Well, if we get rid of one language and put, I know I used the name. Put another one. Yeah, this would be better. So what we're going to do. Why does he get so bad? I know I didn't put him in as 1. Okay, well, he's sick. I could have. Well, he is seeking treatment here, where I've set treatment on him, but he's also greedy and jealous and base 4. So yeah. Okay, that was just a. We gotta fill the thing right. Okay, so he's not the best choice from skills, but he will help us out and be better. I was going to maybe make him a small-time admiral, but we'll send this down here. Let's build a couple of the bigger boats, or 4 of the bigger boats. I started thinking because they're not very big ships. Okay, he's still home country and ruins. Haven't been long enough to like. Oh hey, we've improved things. Okay. Well, let's start bringing in some tax money, because we are long-term definitely concerned about that. He's got 3 markets here. Taxes. We've got some tax money coming in. Not that we can't boost even more, but sort of want to balance off. Well, we'll think about that one. Here again, this is the empty place. Oh, well, I think they had been 1. Now they're at 2. Yeah. Okay. Over here, level 2 port. I think we're going to keep the fort here for now. Yeah, we'll also try to do taxing. That's some of the kind of things I would want to do with okay, I need you out of here. Yeah, we need to get to there. Rebuild a more larger unified fleet. Fruits Olivia, we're working towards that. We're going to build another granary here. Now, eventually we're going to destruct those 2 because it's going to give us a special granary that won't take up a slot. So we'll be able to develop this province even more. And not need granaries as a building. Merchant, okay, that will happen. Growth here, okay, they need a granary and an aqueduct out here. Do we have the slots for it currently? Or, okay, we do. Okay, aqueduct first. Having those extra slots really helps this. Okay, here, okay, out here. This will be another one of our funderies eventually. Well, you know, I'm going to build an aqueduct first and then that. Because they're going to get some migration in there, and I want to make sure there's plenty of water for them. Pause, let's unpause it. Okay, now, see, this is, if he gets upset, let that go for a few seconds, or minutes, or whatever, and then give him a job, and then he'll dump a lot of money in your lap. Okay, we'll put in a library there. Come in ready. Okay, how are we doing out here? This province here is still ticking down. He is still not happy, so I don't like that. We can look here. A lot of these provinces are negative, so it will take a while to get some of this stuff built. Well, I think food will generally be a positive thing. Put a grand theater there. Now, because we've lost this city that we sort of built, but as part of our province. And we want to have things like trade. They could use a forum. Over here we have lots of slots, lots of people. Okay, okay, this area is mostly Armaic, a little bit. So we're going to start trying to convert some of these people. Here. Okay, and can we find, we do have preferably something more than 1 person, 2 people, but any sort of home and a more interior one would probably be better. You know, migration speed slows down, but food modifier goes up, so I'll throw that in there. Now I also been wanting to upgrade some. Let's get some of this here. Okay, the level 1 port markets. He's going down for civilization by a little bit. So we'll put in a court of law there. Down here, we already have a court of law. Used to do a lot more of these, and these are useful, slave output and all that. That's really good economic, but since slaves really don't contribute that much, I don't know if it's zero, but it's minuscule to the revolt or provincial loyalty issues. It's the leader elements that are more important. Yeah, mentioning that, let's do that. Okay, and this is the province to the south. Now, okay, well, I do want to turn this into a city, so I guess we're going to do this. Now, we have enough political power. We want to do that, turn that into it, because it is a port and we can develop that better. Yeah, let's do that. And I can just keep clicking all the time and spending all the money. Yes, okay. 2 more freemen out here. This is going to become more and more Macedonian. We can see here, view pops in, because we have Cyrenaicans, which are in the Hellenic cultural group. So I don't think they're as disruptive as like a Libyan cultural group or Sahidic or Punic, you know, Carthaginian or Punics. But Cyrenaican, Cretan, again, they're not just Hellenic religion, but they're in the Hellenic cultural group. So that's why Hellenics here, but more Macedonians in this province will make it more loyal, more other things like that, more cultural group happiness. I don't quite know all of this. Bungalenberg, okay. Ooh, he lost some health. Alright, now mentioning that in health, let's... Okay, and... Good, to some of these other... Like the immediate heir will get our, you know, no, that's not... We'll get a notification if they're sick. He's lost a full couple of daughters, good. Are they married? Yes, okay. To some of the right people, good. He is not married. He is a blood of the Langredi, or however they want to say that, but Aegeid dysentery. So we probably want to. Okay, so he. Okay, so he's. That's his father. So I don't. Okay. He's 21. So if we come. Okay, they're too young. She's married as well. And she's married, okay. No, we're not looking for a granny. 18 years old. A leper, ooh. Paradox. Why don't... Leprosy was definitely around then. Maybe they've been watching too much Ben-Hur. Another leper. That's not the same person. We have 2 lepers? Yeah, see, 2 freaking lepers. They're not going to be out around people that have leprosy. And she has an infection. Okay, I think that is more treatable, but I don't know. Greek medicine was pretty good. Okay, well, I didn't see an immediate, maybe one of these. She is not a leper. Okay, Arsinoe and him, that's who she was of the political line gradient. She has arthritis, which, see, I don't know, can we have more than one person seeking treatment at once? I don't know. Okay, pause the spell out here out in Sweden. Right. We're going to wait till all these buildings get finished being built. That should, in various ways, some more directly and some indirectly, should give us a lot more income. Let's just build up. Okay, it's now a city of brick. So we got 2 more citizens and migration attraction and population conversion and all that good stuff. And over here, now that we have also that, we can immediately come in here. I think these are better than regimental cities. Not that regimental cities and training camp. You can still stick a training camp in there. In there, but I don't know. I just rather go this route. Okay, rakish tendencies. Okay. Active full investigation of the matter. Token inquiry. Token inquiry normally seems to work. Okay, we don't, because I don't want to lose 10 loyalty there. All of that family. Now, see, I do like that, and that's the lack of that kind of detail in empires, and not being able to control who the leadership is and whatnot, just really upsets me in that game too. So there's good and there's bad to some of these games. I mean, there's no one game that I'm going, yeah, that's wantonness, and so it's clearly the better game. But boy, if we could mix the two. Going to draw us to the close. Okay, we lose popularity. We can afford it. He loses even more popularity, but gains some loyalty, which is already very high. The family loses prestige, and we gain some money. Okay. Okay, many of these buildings are built. Some are going to take much longer because they're bigger infrastructure projects. Wow. Okay, not quite up to full strength after splitting up this other stuff. But I think we'll be ending this here. Hopefully it was enjoyable. Hanging out with me. I know I'm enjoying playing the game. I wish we had more viewers for this series. I know it's not the main core element of my channel, but man, it's nice to talk about something other than World War II. You know I love it. You know I'm going to continue talking about World War II and the World War II games. I did even talk about bombing and whatnot here. So I'm never going to fully get away from it, and I'm not trying to, and I'm not burnt out on it, but it's just nice to talk about other topics. So, Hello, friend. You know, I keep poking this, but you can go. It's if you go and point, hey, this gamer guy has this great series, in the Paradox forum. He'll probably boost this for 50 more views. But if I do it, it's sort of like, no, 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 no. Just go post it in the AAR forum, After Action Reports forum, which I am doing, and get a few more views. But you post it in the main forum or something like that. Don't worry, none of the Paradox people will watch this far into it, so I can. But if you go post there or somewhere else, share this somewhere else, it will really, really help. Minor addendum. Okay, suggest a small addendum to often if it's lost. Okay. Ooh, yeah. We lose 10 political power, but for 6 stability. There we go. We'll do that. So yeah, if you can share this somewhere, or tweet it, or Instagram it, or whatever. I know this isn't an Instagram video, but whatever it might be out there, even into sort of the ether, there's hardly anybody gonna do it. You can use hashtags, hashtag Cleopatra watch this video. I don't know, whatever it might be, because they are making a Cleopatra movie, I think. But yeah, you do that, it'll help. So please, if you guys can. Thanks so much. See you next time for more historical gaming.